Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching, I don't do the touching. Oh, do you know what I'm looking at? Dark Phoenix has 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. And when I look on The Secret Life of Pets 2, it has 60% voted fresh. Oh, this is so funny. It's not much fun being an SJW. SJWs, right, men haters, men bashers, are kind of these people who think they're doing, well, I'm not religious, but they kind of think they're doing the Lord's work. I just had a go at a man. Aren't I brave? And I'm a woman. I'm a sexy, slim woman, and I slaughtered a man. Why aren't you calling us ex-women? We're always saving you. So it's just brilliant. It's just really funny to see these people get their just desserts. But no matter what virtue signalling or no virtue signalling they did, they were never going to have a successful film here. This franchise had two good films, X-Men, X-Men 2, and Logan. Logan was awesome as well. But basically the rest were very average shoulder shrugs. I don't think they're terrible movies. I haven't seen this movie yet. But you know what? I even rejected the opportunity of the test screening because it's just so funny. And the only person, actually, the two people I feel sorry for are British actors James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, who are so much better than this pile of shit, right? I mean, reading the reviews, and you know me and critics, but it's blatantly obvious that this is a really bad... This film should never have been released. This film should never have been made. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is. There was no point. There was no box office potential in this film. There was no point. They should have just finished it off. Unless you're going to have a celebration of what this was. The problem with the franchise, of course, is that it's Bryan Singer who founded it. Bryan Singer did a great job with X-Men and X-Men 2. There's no question about that. But Bryan Singer's a bit dodgy, isn't he? So we won't go into that, though, just in case I get a video taken down because I can't prove he's dodgy, but he is a bit dodgy. And I used to really look up to this guy before I knew what he was about, of course. Don't at me, because I loved both the films. When I heard he was doing Superman Returns, I was so pumped, and then we got what we got, and that's the end of that. But this is just brilliant. It really is brilliant, guys and girls, because these people, you see, they love to virtue signal. They like to tell us that what they're doing is amazing, that they're so moral and charitable people, but they're quite happy to raise the amount of young men killing themselves. And this is the problem, isn't it? It's all about females. It's all about female-led movies. And the problem is when you get to a certain juncture and people see that SJWs are actually not very nice people, they're not. They've got the groups of people that they're fighting for. People of colour, the LGBTQ community, right? They're fighting for those groups, which is great. Those groups are great, but what about the Greek Cypriot community? I'm Greek Cypriot. When do I get a character, right? Oh, I don't, do I? Because we don't shout loud enough. We don't bitch. The problem is, of course, with people of colour, and there isn't a problem about being a person of colour. They are represented all over cinema and all over television. Guess who's not? Cypriots. So anyway, I'm really proud that you, the film critics, finally got something right and only gave this film 22%. It's hilarious. I think last night it was on 16, so we'll see how high it actually goes. Will it get to 30? It'll be interesting.